Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Hari Om. Today we will chant from verse number 8. Shabdadirupam bhuvanam samastam Shabdadi sattendriya vritti bhasya Sattendriyanam manaso vashe syat Manomayam tad bhuvanam vadamah Manomayam tad bhuvanam vadamah Dhiya sahodeti dhiyastameti Lokastato dhi pravibhasya eshah Dhi loka janma kshaya dhama purna Sadvastu janma kshaya shunyamekam Sadvastu janma kshaya shunyamekam. In verse number 7, 8 and 9, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi explains the nature of this world, and he says that world is mind. Manomayam tad bhuvanam vadamah. You cannot separate world from mind. Whole world is being seen in the mind and by the mind. So he says, mind is world. We cannot experience this world without the existence of mind. When mind is there, then everything is being perceived, everything is being known. But if mind is absent, then we cannot have any experience of this world. That's why he says you cannot separate this world from your mind. We have discussed this point in our earlier classes. Then when we think of mind, that okay, mind is world or world is mind, but the next question comes is, what is mind? So in verse number 9, he explains the nature of this mind, and this also we have discussed in our previous class, that mind consists of two thoughts. One is thought of object, which is known as idam vritti. Whenever there is a thought, thought must have one object. Without object, you cannot experience any thought. The moment you say, thoughts are passing through my mind, so immediately other person will ask, thought about what? About your house, or about money, or about wealth, or about property. Thought must have some object. So that object in Sanskrit is called as idam. So idam vritti is there, thought of object is there. And another thought is also present in the mind, and that is I thought. I am. So mind is nothing but combination of these two thoughts. This thought and I thought. Idam vritti and aham vritti. Each and every thought can be divided into these two thoughts. I thought and idam thought. And further when we discuss more, further we contemplate upon these two thoughts, then we come to know that I thought is the substratum. I thought is the support of idam thought. First I thought comes, then I am aware of that object which is there in the thought. When I get up in the morning, I thought comes, I am, and then I am aware of the room or outer world. So actually speaking, mind is I thought. In verse number 9 he says, when I thought rises, world rises. When I thought sets, world sets. Dhiya saha udeti, dhiya astameti. Dhiya means with the thought of I. Udeti, rises. So the conclusion is, I thought is mind. So first we saw that world is perceived by sense organs, and sense organs cannot function without mind. So without mind there is no experience of this world. And when we further analyze that what is mind, then mind consists of two thoughts. And further we contemplate, further we inquire, then we come to know I thought is mind. Now somebody may ask, is there anything beyond this I thought, or I thought is the final truth? So here he says, I thought is not absolute reality or final truth. I thought also rises and falls. And that which comes and goes, that which is born and which dies cannot be the truth. Truth is that which is always present, without any change. So this I thought is not final reality. When we meditate upon this I thought, that from where this I thought is rising, then we come to know that I thought is rising from consciousness. And this consciousness doesn't have any form or color, doesn't have any birth or death. That's why he says, Sadvastu janma kshaya shunyam ekam. Last line of this verse number 9. Sadvastu is free from birth and death. This existence or consciousness is not conditioned by space and time. It is not limited in body only. It is Purnam. It is one homogeneous existence. So from this existence, from this consciousness, this I thought rises. And with the I thought, world rises. So the truth of this world is Sat. Sat is the final substratum. In Sanskrit it is called Adhishtan. And on this substratum, this I thought is superimposed. And on this I thought, whole world is superimposed. That is called Adhyastha. So Dhilo kajanma kshaya dhama purnam sadvastu janma kshaya shunyamekam. So when we realize that Sat is the substratum And when we abide in that Sat, then that is called Saddarshan. That is the vision of truth. In this way, by following path of inquiry, Vichar Marga, we realize our true nature. Now, there is one pertinent question asked by a student. And the question is, you are saying that by inquiring, by vichar, we can reach to that final truth, absolute reality. But we find that in scriptures, lot of other practices also have been given, like puja, japa, tapa, pranayam, etc. So you have not spoken anything about all these practices. What is the place of all these spiritual practices, sadhana? Are they useless? They don't have any role to play in this spiritual path? Are they necessary or they are not necessary? So question is, all these rituals we do, what is the relevance of these rituals, puja and all that? If by inquiry only I can realize my true nature, then what is the use of all these things? Because for inquiry, I don't need any temple, I don't need any church or anything. I can sit anywhere and I can inquire and then done. Realization will happen. So then why scriptures talk about elaborate puja and japa and all that? Actually, he wants to know what is the purpose of all these things. If by thinking only realization can happen, then why should I do puja? Why should I do chanting? So, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi tells him that, okay, I will tell you what is the purpose and what is the use of all these spiritual practices. So he says in the verse number 10, Bhavantu saddarshana sadhanani parasya nama kritibhis saparyaha sadvastuni prapta tadatma bhava nishtaiva saddarshanamittyavehi. Bhavantu saddarshana sadhanani parasya nama kritibhis saparyaha sadvastuni prapta tadatma bhava nishtaiva saddarshanamittyavehi. He says, yes, many people, they do lot of pujas, different rituals. So he says, let them do. Let the worship of the Lord be the means to the vision of truth. Bhavantu saddarshana sadhanani parasya nama akrutibhi saparyaha. Saparya means puja, worship. And parasya means parveshwarasya, of Lord. Nama akrutibhi. Nama akrutibhi means with the names and forms. And bhavantu. Bhavantu means let them be. If you see the complete meaning, he wants to say that let the worship of Bhagavan, worship of different forms of Lord, be the means to the vision of truth. Saddarshana sadhanani. Meaning, they all are means, they are not the goal. We should have clear distinction between sadhan and sadhya. Clear understanding between what is the means, what are the means and what is the goal. This is called as sadhana sadhya vivek. Many times what happened, means are taken as goal and goal becomes means. For example, some people ask that what is the use of knowing the truth? Meaning, they feel that knowing the truth is means, and by knowing I will get something. Then in this case what happens? Knowing the truth becomes sadhan. But actually it is sadhya, it is the goal. All practices are prescribed to know the truth. So knowing the truth is goal. People ask, if I read this, then what will happen? Will I get more money? So that knowledge becomes means. So that is wrong understanding. So we must know what is the goal of our life and what are the means. So here he clearly says that different pujas are there and different types of sadhanas have been given. I have no objection for all those sadhanas. Let seekers, let devotees, do that. Let them do. All these worships, etc., they purify our mind. So they are the means to know the truth by doing lot of pujas. People, they do Sahasranam, Vishnu Sahasranam. Some people do Ashtottara Namavali, Shiva Puja, Vishnu Puja, Lalita Sahasranam, Vishnu Sahasranam, Laksharchana. Then different yagas, havan, fire rituals. So all these, they are useful definitely for those people whose mind is not pure. By performing all kinds of rituals and worships, our mind become more pure. And purer the mind, more peaceful it will be. Pure mind can focus. It has got capacity to concentrate for long period of time on one particular object. So all these benefits are there. That's why he says that sadhanani. Of course, if my mind is pure and I can concentrate on my true self without much of effort, then I don't need all these pujas and japas and all that. Because the purpose of all this have been achieved already. But if my mind is restless, agitated, impure, all impurities trouble me continuously, kama, krodha, desire, anger, jealousy, they disturb my mind, then definitely I must do either puja, worship, sitting in the front of Lord and offering flower, then chanting name. Japa can make our mind pure. So therefore all devotees, they say, do only one sadhana. Forget about all elaborate pujas. Just do nama chanting, nama smaranam. And they say in Kali Yuga, this nama smaranam has got more power, more effective it is. So, Nama Akriti bhi, either you chant Bhagavan's name or perform puja of different form. But please note that this is not the goal. You can do pranayam, in Upadesha, Bhagavan Raman Varshi says, if you want to quieten your mind, you want to make your mind more pure, then do pranayam. By pranavandhanat leena manasa. So by pranayam I can concentrate my mind. I can develop the capacity to focus that mind on particular object. So they are all useful. Yama, niyama, asana. Now different types of people are there in this world. So different kinds of sadhana have been given. Because different people have different kind of inclination. Some people like rituals. After performing that ritual, they feel that they have become pure. The mind has become more peaceful. So they can do that. Some people, they do tirtha yatra. That is also one of the means to purify this inner mind. So different sadhanas are there, but they all are means. Bhavantu sadhanani. Let all of these sadhanas be the means to the vision of truth. Now many people, they think that they are doing puja, they are doing japa, and that is all. I don't need to do anything more. They are satisfied only with that. So here he says, no, you must do that definitely, but you should go beyond that. After doing japa or puja, when mind becomes pure and peaceful, then you must think that what is that which is beyond mind? What is the truth of my, my body, mind, intellect? What is the final ultimate truth? So in this way, inquiry should be taken up. And here he says, Sadvastuni prapta tadatma bhava nishtaiva saddarshanam iti avehi. Only by performing all these rituals, you can purify your mind, but vision of truth will happen. Vision of truth will be there if that pure mind is used for meditation. And finally, when you come to know that Sad Vastu and me, they are not two things. They are one. Sad Vastuni prapta tadatma bhava. Sad Vastuni. Sad Vastuni means that Sad Vastu, or in that Sad Vastu. Sad Vastu means that existence or truth or reality. That is my true nature. That Sad Vastu and me, there is no duality in that, there is no division in that. It is me. When such oneness is obtained, that is vision of truth. And that is the goal. So here, what he wants to say, that don't stop only doing all these sadhanas. Go further. Go to the subtler levels and finally realize the truth. So nishtaiva, abide in that sadvastu, that is the goal of all these puja, part, archana, name chanting, Vedic chanting, whatever we are doing. Not necessary that all the sadhanas should be done simultaneously. Whatever you like, choose one and do that. You must have full faith in that, full commitment and full devotion. If these three things are there, definitely we will be succeeded in understanding the true nature of self. So in this way, what is sadhana and what is sadhya, he has pointed out that. Now, once we realize that self and consciousness, self and existence, Atma and Sat, they are not two different things, then there is no need of doing all other sadhanas. Then you can drop it. Like once you reach to airport, then you leave that car because purpose is achieved. I wanted to go to airport and by that vehicle I could reach there. Now there is no use of that car. Guruji says that car becomes bekar there. Now aeroplane will be the means because I have to fly. Then that plane also, when I reach to my destination, then I give up that also. In this way, when we achieve our sadhya, our goal, sadhana is dropped. Some people, they are so much attached to all these sadhana, all these practices, that they don't want to leave. Other people are there, they don't want to do any kind of puja and rituals and all that. So both these cases are like, extreme cases. Some people don't do, some people don't leave them. But here what Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, that you do it, achieve your goal and then leave it. So nishtaiva saddarshanam ityavi. That's why here translation is, let the worship of the names and forms of the Supreme be means to the vision of truth. Know that abidance in the reality as it is me alone is the vision of truth. Now, somebody asks, please tell me, what is the nature of this reality? How can I realize this truth? Because in this world, I experience pairs of opposite, and I experience triputi. Triputi means triads, triple factor. So I don't see any Sat Vastu. So here Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says that you go beyond pairs of opposite. You go beyond triputi, triad. And then you will find that reality is the support of all these pairs of opposite. Dvandva. So that point has been given in the next verse. We will read and we will discuss this verse in the next class. Dvandva nisarvanyakhilas triputyah kinchit samasritya vibhanti vastu tanmargane syad galitam samastam na pashyatam satchalanam kadapi. Dvandvani sarvanyakhilas triputyah kinchit samasritya vibhanti vastu tanmargane syad galitam samastam na pashyatam satchalanam kadapi. Today we will stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।